Hey, y'all. Happy New Year's Eve on this final days of 2025. This is Charles, Chuck, Charlie, Chaz of CGM3 Productions. How are you on this very, very cold day? And yes, it's going to get frigid tonight. It's unbelievable what Mother Nature is throwing at us right now. And good old man winter in good old Catskills, and I shouldn't complain because I enjoy the winter up here in New York State. On a little bit things of here and there, but I'm doing everything what I can and surviving and making it happen and being blessed and thankful and just being blessed being here, grateful for being here, blessful for the gifts, and grateful again for my new humble abode, which is safe to say I'm warm. I'm very blessed. I get to eat, get to cook. And not only that, just being warm and being just not no health, not no health compromises. So now, normally I left off on number 41 as a year look back. Well, really, this is number 42, and I'll explain reason in a little bit. But today was my blood work day. I had a hemo shot, and it's a hemoglobin shot through the remarkable staff from Dr. Varun Modi and the wonderful staff at New York Cancer and Blood Center. And it feels like my veins are coming back. It's getting stronger and, being healthy. And yes, I'm at a stable 150 pounds, which is amazing. Thank goodness for all the food that I've been eating and, all the goodies and whatnot, the water, the teas, the green tea with ginseng and honey, and try that hot too. It's very, very good. Let me tell you, it's very, very good indeed. And, kind of a little cheated here a little bit. It's like, no, but the nurses say you can cheat a little bit. I said, okay, we can do that. We can do that. So, the next couple weeks, next year, I start my 19th round of chemo. That's next week. And then the following week, I go in for my CT scan at the Orange Regional Medical Center, or as they know it as Garnett. And amazing place right down there. And keep this in mind, that's my second home with all the treatments and with the stent that's been placed, the port that's been placed, and the wonderful care that I've gotten there. So thank you to the amazing staff at Garnett over at Orange Regional Medical Center. Now, as I mentioned before, yesterday was number 41. This is number 42. Now, there's a parody for this. And I was chatting to a few people, and I said, yeah, let me go back and do something again. So I chatted with a longtime mentor, a good friend of mine, a good brother who worked his way around Sullivan County, especially at a very respected school district. He worked with my mentor, Mr. Larry Balestra. His name is Gary Siegel, and a former music teacher, former band instructor, and very much talented. He created something currently, and actually it's for music for young artists, for people to get started, called the STEAM Fund. Now, you can actually check this out because Gary and his wife have a podcast, and they have a vlog over on YouTube called the STEAM Fund. Check it out. It's totally amazing. And they just recently had a superstar that I've known very well for many years by the name of Slam Allen. And Slam Allen, it's totally amazing. Great blue guitarist, love. I mean, they just had Levon Helms and, with it. And just amazing podcast or video cast if you want to check it out. So, Gary, thank you. So I was just chatting with Gary earlier before, and we were talking about parodies. Now, I got to thank, first of all, to a couple, sportscaster extraordinaire by the name of Rick Solzer. And been around the Hudson Valley. And brother, let me tell you something. I love you. And thank you for getting me through on a few things here and there. And he's doing sports in the region in the Hudson Valley. And like I said, I had the 18th round of chemo. Well, it's like, again, do I do a doubleheader, as in baseball, full 9 innings, for 2? That's major league, 18 innings. Or do we go on the golf course with 18 rounds of golf and 18 rounds of golf? Rick goes to me, yeah, go with 18 rounds of golf, 10 on the par. You got this. You're a winner. You're a warrior. And I said, you know what, Rick, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, because you know what, we're such a competitor. We're such warriors, and it just kind of gives me that, that giggle or that laugh, and that's what it is. Because basically, laughter is the best medicine. And again, with Rick doing that, and then when I was talking to Gary Siegel, now Gary actually recorded his seventh video log, and obviously on the podcast. So congratulations. And lucky number 7, he was going through the Mets this morning, with the legendary Ed Kranepool and whatnot, and with the amazing Mets, and just amazing with Captain Eddie. And I'll tell you about Captain Eddie in a little bit. Captain Eddie and I were like this, because we've known each other for a very long time. So I'll get to that in a little while. So it's kind of cute story, kind of cute, anecdotes and whatnot. We were, we just chat along. So Gary and I were just chatting, and I said, yeah, congrats about number 7. And I never really thought about this, but you know what? This is my 42nd entry in doing my journey. You know who number 42 is, to be honest with you? The late, great, legendary Jackie Robinson. So there you go. That's some good humor, good sporting humor. And let me tell you something, for a legend like that, he was a hero, looked up by many. And, the story for number 42 with, the amazing Chadwick Boseman, in which he passed away a couple of years ago with cancer. Totally, awe-inspiring, and the biopic went pretty well. So I got thanks. It just popped in my mind. So here he is at number 7, and I'm at number 42. Go figure. And we're talking sports. So, and this is kind of really just getting that. Oh, sure, we were talking about a few things with music, and again, I'll bring it up with Captain Eddie a little bit later. But I gotta do a shout out, and I gotta really make this happen, because I knew there was a couple of other fabulous, areas that I really loved the most. Not, of course, the beautiful village of Jeffersonville, New York, in which I am located in, and the great neighbors. They're fantastic, and with all the help and getting me through what we got. And again, thank you to Kat Scott, and thank you to Sue Flynn, my current my person in charge, which is really 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 love this place totally a lot. So it's absolutely amazing. And again, but there's another place that I totally forgot, and I gotta really say thank you to, and that's to the village of Hurleyville. And it's a very, very beautiful, artsy, very, very aesthetic town, village, because you have the O&W walkway, you have vintage buildings that, inspire and everything. But there's a jewel in there as well that I really love the most. And this is for the crew that I really love to recognize and shout out to Tony, to Malcolm, to the amazing staff and crew of the Hurleyville Performing Arts Center. And I'll tell you something, these guys, their programs are totally amazing. The movie theater is totally amazing. And hint, hint, wink, wink. They actually do a movie festival with the Manhattan Shorts, to, even independent movies here in Sullivan County, including Transcending Pictures, and of course, obviously, with the Catskill International Film Festival. Now, again, there's going to be something coming up in January, and I can't wait to see it because it's a really a beautiful gem in the Catskills. And not only that, the events throughout the course of the year. They have a great music festival, harvest festival, definitely Pride. We'll leave it at that. And I'm probably, we'll see where this is all going to come to, but they have a great, festival with that. And I'm looking forward to that next year. So to Tony and Lodesa and the entire crew over at the, Hurleyville Performing Arts Center, thank you so much. And then next door is one of my favorite places to eat. Now, Jeffersonville, let me tell you something, opened their, with their restaurants, they're phenomenal with Tavern on the Main, Jeff Steiner, Michelangelo's. There's a lot of easy pickings. Cuppy Cake in right downstairs because I can smell the aroma for the cupcakes. And there's Double D sourdough. And just amazing. But you know what? There's an absolutely fantastic restaurant called the Tango Cafe. Now, very much legendary, very much great with the meals. They have a great diner. They have a great dinner menu, lunch menu, brunch menu, and they just really do an outstanding job. So, kudos to them, and to the amazing other shops like the Forger Cafe, to the Cant, and the crew over there. So you guys are absolutely marvelous. So, I couldn't even think, about a better way to do a separate one to say my thank yous, and thank you for getting me there, and thank you for the the cheering on, the support, and just being a part of the fight. So I really, really appreciate it. And then check it out, by the way. There's a couple places that you really have to really see online or, experience through that as well. Now, the other person I have to really thank, and I am thankful for, and really he's my radio brother. He's always been, I always did like Cameo and whatnot, work, and, asking for a request here, request there. And that's my radio brother, and I call him Captain Eddie. And we're going to leave it at that, Captain Eddie, because Captain Eddie and we talk about things. We talk about parodies, and we talk about, here we go with the rounds, and specific rounds, like even like 7, 6, 7, anything with the song titles. 13th, the 16th, here comes that, here comes that 16th round, again, we replaced it at, like, here comes that rainy day feeling again. I would say, here comes that 16th round feeling again, or, 18 in life, or something like that. And it just kind of, it kind of makes the, makes the world a little bit more, very funny. And you put this as, put this in and I always kid around because, again, I'm a DJ, I'm a, consultant, an artist, I'm behind the scenes cast and crew of a, a very, very much of a huge thing. And we're all continuing on. And that entails to this past summer in which local media, thank you, Dawn, again, for inviting me, and thank you, Vince, and thank you to the entire Boco family, because my longtime boss from years ago, his name is Mike Siegel. And Mike, thank you for the years. Thank you for, working, throughout the years. Now, keep this in mind. I worked at WVOS before Boco Media, took everything. They, actually not take everything. You know what I'm saying? It's basically, it made it stronger. It made radio stronger here. It made it so validated. It makes so, something interesting, where the news is there, the weather is there, the music and whatnot. And there's the legend, Mike Siegel, who's been in the broadcasting years for 45 years. And for 45 years, God bless you, Mike. I am honored to be a part of the crew back in the day where we were at Sullivan Avenue off of Ferndale. And I was the sports director out there. I was really a utility player, if you want to say it. I did everything for the radio station, even do some office work, production, promotions, news, sports, music. And Mike and I, we hit it off. We actually did everything. And it just, seems like, the man deserved everything. So this past summer, Dawn Corsieri and much of the crew right around them, including paying tribute, Gary Siegel, Steve Levine, Jen on the Air, Les Christ, the bunch of people loved him and appreciated him. And I have, I'm cherished that I have some pictures with him, and especially, if you go on the Facebook post, I do have a picture of me and Mike, and then here's me and Captain Eddie, and we were like, it's like, man, it's like, and I go, it's like, when are we going to retire? I said, Eddie, you're doing a great job. So I got to keep that. And I thank you for that, Eddie. Thank you for getting me through, some of the rough days. I'm telling you, it takes someone who's that strong and that passionate with the music and give me some ideas. And we started chatting, and, it was just, telling me, again, going to these various events like the Bagel Festival, seeing Paul Soroberto and, all the other guys that made it all happen. So guys, thank you so much, really, making this happen. And kind of going to wrap things up a little bit because I did like everything yesterday. But again, this is it. This is it. Number 42. Gosh. In honor legend of Jackie Robinson, and number 42, obviously, on this New Year's Eve. And again, the important message out there right now, enjoy the holiday with your family and friends. All I got to say is dress warm. Please be very, very careful, whatever you do, and celebrate. Let's bring in 2026 with with something very, very positive, very happening, because I'm thinking positive things. And it's not a ritual, because you know what? I'm going to kick cancer in the butt. I will be kicking cancer. I'll be kicking this in the butt. Just you wait and see. It's going to be happening. And that's like really my New Year's ritual, and being there for the ones that really need that uplifting, positive, and that poignant approach, So there's going to be a lot more coming up for next year. I can't wait for 2026, and we're going to take it from there. So otherwise, we're going to go for now. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day, relax, probably watch a movie or so, and have a great day. Have a great New Year's Eve. Have a great New Year's Eve. And again, a very happy, healthy, prosperous New Year. Here's to 2026. And we'll definitely see you next year. And this is Charlie Chaz of CGM3 Productions. Keep the dreams alive. And most importantly, two lines I will always forget, that I will always remind you of. And this will probably definitely be the last time I'll be saying this for 2025. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. And then what we do in life echoes in eternity. This is Charlie Chaz of CGM3 Productions, wishing you all a very, very happy New Year. Enjoy the nights. Be warm, be safe, be careful, and we will definitely see you next year. Peace, love, and patience.